Did you know that a single permaculture garden can produce over 7,000 pounds of organic food in a year? That's enough to feed a small village. Now, if that doesn't tickle your green thumb, I don't know what will. Welcome to the fascinating world of permaculture, a sustainable, efficient method of gardening that mimics natural ecosystems. Think of it as a symphony where every plant, every insect, every microorganism plays its part in harmony with the rest. But here's the kicker. Permaculture isn't just about growing your own food, it's about creating a balanced ecosystem right in your backyard. And with the right design and implementation, a permaculture garden can yield a large amount of high-quality organic food. Imagine the satisfaction of biting into a crisp apple, plucked fresh from your very own garden. The taste, the texture, the sense of accomplishment, it's unbeatable. So, are you ready to dive into the world of permaculture gardening? Let's get started. Permaculture gardening is more than just growing plants. It's about creating a balanced, self-sustaining ecosystem right in your backyard. Let's delve into the 12 principles of permaculture, the guiding stars that illuminate the path to a thriving garden. The first principle encourages us to observe and interact with nature. By taking time to understand the rhythms and patterns of our environment, we can design our gardens to work with nature, rather than against it. Secondly, we have the principle of capturing and storing energy. In a permaculture garden, this might mean using a rain barrel to harness water, or planting deciduous trees to provide summer shade and winter sunlight. Every element in the garden should serve multiple purposes. The third principle emphasizes obtaining a yield. It's important to design your garden in a way that you can harvest and enjoy the fruits of your labor, literally and metaphorically. The fourth principle advises us to apply self-regulation and accept feedback. In other words, we should learn from our mistakes and make necessary adjustments to our garden design and management practices. Next, we have the principle of using and valuing renewable resources. This could mean building a compost pile to recycle organic waste or installing a solar-powered water pump. The sixth principle is about producing no waste. In a permaculture garden, everything is a resource. Leftover kitchen scraps become compost, fallen leaves turn into mulch, and even so-called weeds can have medicinal uses. The seventh principle encourages design from patterns to details. Look at the big picture first, then zoom into the specifics. The eighth principle is about integrating rather than segregating. In a permaculture garden, plants, animals, and even inanimate elements like rocks and ponds all work together in a harmonious whole. The ninth principle is about using small and slow solutions. Start small, grow slowly, and observe how your garden evolves. The 10th principle is about using and valuing diversity. A variety of plants and animals not only makes your garden more resilient but also more beautiful and productive. The 11th principle is about using edges and valuing the marginal. This principle reminds us to make use of all available space and to see the potential in the overlooked and underused areas of our garden. Finally, we have the 12th principle, which is about creatively using and responding to change. The only constant in life is change, and this is especially true in a garden. By being flexible and innovative, we can turn challenges into opportunities. By following these principles, we can create a garden that not only produces abundant, nutritious food, but also contributes to a healthier planet. Now that we understand the principles of permaculture, let's talk about the benefits. And trust us, there are plenty. Let's start with the environmental benefits. Permaculture gardening is a fantastic way to reduce waste. Instead of throwing away organic material, it's composted and returned to the soil, feeding the plants and improving soil health. This cycle not only reduces the amount of waste going to the landfill, but also eliminates the need for chemical fertilizers, which can harm both the soil and the wider environment. But the benefits don't stop there. Permaculture also conserves water. By using techniques such as mulching, swales, and rainwater harvesting, permaculture gardens can use significantly less water than traditional gardens. This makes permaculture a great choice in drought-prone areas or anywhere water is a precious resource. And let's not forget about soil health. Permaculture designs often include a variety of plants, which helps to protect the soil from erosion and improve its structure and fertility over time. This creates a healthier, more resilient ecosystem, which is better able to withstand changes in the weather and other environmental stressors. Now, let's move on to the benefits for food quality. Permaculture gardens tend to produce food that is higher in nutrient density and flavor. This is because the soil is healthier and more fertile, and because permaculture emphasizes the use of diverse and locally adapted plants. These factors combine to create food that not only tastes better, but is also better for you. But perhaps one of the most exciting benefits of permaculture gardening is its potential for sustainability. Permaculture designs aim to reduce reliance on external inputs, such as fertilizers and pesticides. Instead, they focus on creating a self-sustaining system, where the needs of the plants are met by the garden itself. This not only reduces the garden's environmental footprint, but also makes it more resilient to changes in the climate or disruptions in supply chains. Moreover, permaculture gardens can provide habitat for beneficial insects and wildlife, helping to support local biodiversity. They can also sequester carbon in the soil, helping to mitigate climate change. And because permaculture designs are adaptable, they can be implemented in a wide range of settings, from urban balconies to rural farms, making them a viable option for almost anyone. With all these benefits, it's clear why permaculture is gaining popularity among gardeners around the world. From reducing waste and conserving water to improving soil health and food quality, permaculture gardening offers a wealth of advantages for both the gardener and the planet. And with its emphasis on sustainability and resilience, permaculture offers a hopeful vision for the future of food production. So why not give it a try? You might just find that it's the perfect fit for you and your garden. Ready to start your permaculture journey? It's easier than you might think. The first step is to observe. Not just a cursory glance, but a real meaningful look at your site. What are its unique characteristics? What's the sun's path? How does the rainwater flow? Notice the native plants and animals. They're not just scenery, they're integral parts of your future garden's ecosystem. Next, let's talk about design. Designing your garden is a creative process, but also a strategic one. You're not just planting seeds, you're architecting a self-sustaining ecosystem. Think about where each plant will go, considering its needs and what it can offer to the garden. Some plants, for instance, can provide shade to others, while some can enrich the soil. Remember, in permaculture, every element serves multiple purposes. Now you might be thinking, but I don't have a big backyard or any yard for that matter. No worries, even if you live in an apartment, you can still create a small-scale indoor permaculture garden. You can grow herbs in your kitchen, start a worm compost bin under your sink, or plant a vertical garden on your balcony. The possibilities are endless. As for those of you with a bit more space, consider creating a chicken tractor, a movable chicken coop that allows your chickens to work different areas of your garden. Chickens can help control pests, fertilize the soil, and provide you with fresh eggs. It's a win-win-win situation. Finally, it's time to implement your design. This is where the magic happens. You'll plant your seeds, set up your compost, introduce your chickens, or whatever elements you've included in your design, and then you watch. Watch as your garden starts to grow, to flourish. Watch as your effort turns into a self-sustaining, food-producing ecosystem. Remember, permaculture isn't just about growing food, it's about growing with nature, not against it. It's about creating sustainable systems that benefit not only us, but also the environment. And that's something we can all get behind. With a little planning and effort, you can transform your backyard into a thriving, sustainable permaculture garden. So, there you have it, a beginner's guide to permaculture gardening. We've ventured through the fascinating world of permaculture, unraveling its principles and understanding how they can be applied in our backyards, balconies, or even windowsills. We've seen how permaculture gardening can benefit not just us with fresh and nutritious homegrown food, but also the environment, by creating self-sustaining ecosystems that nurture the soil and promote biodiversity. We've highlighted the ease with which you can start your own permaculture garden, regardless of space constraints or experience level. All it takes is a bit of planning, a dash of creativity, and a willingness to work in harmony with nature. Remember, every small action counts. Even the smallest garden can make a big difference. So, are you ready to take the first step towards sustainable living? Now it's your turn. Start your permaculture journey today and experience the joy of growing your own food while contributing to a healthier planet.